Hi everyone, am I audible to all? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so in the last class, we discussed about the sessions. Today we'll be starting with something known as cookies. So cookies in a class here available in servlet.http package. So here a cookie similar to the session is going to be a name value pair, but with some difference. So the first difference is what you can see the data type. So here the name and value both are going to be of the string type. But if you remember, like in case of session, the value will be of object type. And the second difference is what the sessions are going to be stored at the server, but the cookies will be stored at the client side. All right, so this is the second. So cookies are created at server side, as I told you, and sent to the client by embedding them in the response object, and they will be stored at the client side. So a cookie named JSON ID is automatically created by the web container for each client. We already know, it create a JSON ID that has been embedded in a response and will be stored at the client side. And whenever like the client will make the second request or the third request, the client is supposed to send the JSON ID in addition to the request, so that like the server can identify the user. So whenever like the client request comes for the first time, JSON ID will be unique for each client. The container embed, okay, this is the thing that I have already discussed. So in addition to this cookie, we can also make the additional cookies by using this cookie class. By default, a cookie exists as long as session, but cookies are destroyed as the client shut down the web browser. And we can make the cookies available even after the client quits the browser by using a method named setMaxrange, using which like we can set the expiry time. All right. So this is how it will work. Like whenever the client will send the first request, all right. So a cookie, automatic cookies will be created. However, we can also create the additional one. And in a response, for the first request, the client is supposed to get the response plus the cookie. The cookie actually will be having what JSON ID there, and that will be stored here at the client. So when the client will make the second request, so he is also supposed to send the request plus the cookie. The cookie actually will be what here? The JSON ID, using which like here the server can identify the client request. All right, these are some of the methods available to the cookie class. The first one is set message, using which we can define the expiry time of the cookie. All right. And here the time is going to be defined in the seconds. Next is the get message, as the name indicates, using which we can get or we can return the expiry time that we have set for a particular cookie. The next method is the get name, using which we can get the name of the cookie. And then we have the set value and get value. Let's suppose we want to add any attribute to the cookie. So we can use the method set value. There we can pass the new value to the cookie. The get value is used for what? For getting the value of the cookie. All right. So how can we create the cookie? Cookie class provide the following constructor. The first one you can see here is what it will be expecting the name and the value. All right. So this is how we can create it, like cookie c1 equals to new cookie, and here we can pass the name and the value of the cookie. Let's say the name of the cookie username, the password admin. So in that way we can create any number of cookies. So here we have the cookie c1, okay, that is having username and admin as the name value pair. So we can also set the expiry time like this. Like here we have the C1 cookie that is containing this information, and we can say like the C1 dot set message, and here you can see we have set the expiry time of 1 hour. So when this particular code will be executed, so C1 cookie with the value, with the name value, username and admin will be stored at the client side, and it will be expired. It will be destroyed from the client after 1 hour time. If the expiry time is 1 hour. Okay. So after setting the expiry time, we can send the cookie to the client. And how can we send it? Uh, we have a method named add cookie. All right. So that can be added in a response. So we can select the response dot add cookie, and we can add a particular cookie that we want to send to the client, and it will be like sent it to the client in addition to the response. All right, and let's suppose if you want to get the cookies from the client request. So as we know, like whenever the client will make a request, it is also supposed to send the cookies that are stored there at the client side. So here, like we can have the multiple cookies available. So that is why here the method get cookies return you a cookies array. All right. So over the request, we can call the method get cookies that will return you what the array of cookie. And what can we do? It we can make use the for each loop. I can say like the for cookie c in ck. And as we know, like over the cookie, we have method get name and get value. So using this method, we can get the name as well as the values of the cookies. All right. So here we have the first example. This is going to be basic example where we'll see the functionalities of the cookies class, whatever the methods available. So here we'll see like how to create a cookie, how to send them to the client, and how to access the cookies from the client. All right. So this is what we are supposed to create here. The index.html, the default page that you can see will ask you to enter the cookie name and the cookie value. As soon as you will click over the add cookie, so a cookie will be created. So add cookie will submit the form over a servlet name add cookie, where we'll write the code uh, to create a new cookie with a name and value that user is going to define here in these two text box. All right, and as we know, like when the cookie will be created, so in a when the add cookie servlet will send the response, so with the response, it is also responsible for sending what for sending the cookies, and here like they will be stored at the client side. Now let's suppose we make a second request at the server. So we click on hyperlink named show cookie. So again a request will reach to the server and the request will now will be containing what? The request now will be containing the cookies that has already been stored at the client side. So here the show cookie will try to access all the cookies using the method called get cookies that we have seen there. All right, and we'll try to iterate them, and in response, we'll try to send the details of all the cookies, like what the names of the cookies and what are the values of the cookies there. All right, so this is what we'll try to do in the first example. Let me open the Eclipse. Okay, all right. So now let's create a new project. I new dynamic web project. And let's say cookie demo one. Uh, let me close this with the close option. Why should this one? All right, so this is the project we have created here. So first of all, let me create the index.html page in the default page. And one more thing, I hope all of you have started the project and please try to complete it by the next Monday. Okay, the code here, let me copy paste from here. So you can see here we have a form that will ask you what the cookie name and cookie value in the textbook T1 and T2. And while you're clicking over this add cookie button, so it will be submitted to a servlet name add cookie. We also define a hyperlink name of show cookies there, and when we clicking over it, okay, it will take you to the show cookies servlet. So these are the two servlets that need to be created next. So first of all, let me create the add cookie, where like we'll try to write the logic of like adding a cookie. All right, using the cookie class where the name and the value of the cookies will be the one that we are going to define here in these textbooks T1 and T2. All right, so go to Java resource and within SRC, create a package first. Which package? And within this package, add the servlet name, add new servlet. The name of the servlet will be add cookie. The URL pattern is also going to be the same. All right, here you can see in the index.html, the method that we have used is the post method. So we have to write the code within the do post here. Okay, here is the code. Let me copy paste it. All right, let me import the required things. So here what we have done, you can see first of all, I am getting the value of the T1 and T2 textbook that had been defined there. I can see in the T1 we are asking the cookie name, and in the T2 we are asking the cookie value. So we got the name and value of the cookie in these variable nm and val. All right. So after that, I have created a cookie by saying what cookie C1 equals to new cookie. So the C1 is the cookie here that is going to have these name value pair, the nm and the val. So nm will be the, we can say the name, and val will be the value of that cookie. All right. So now, if you want, you can specify the expiry time of the cookie. So here you can see I have used the method set max age, and here I am saying like the cookie will be expired after 1 hour, 60 multiplied by 60. And finally, I need to add the cookie in a response. So how can we do that? We can say like the response dot add cookie, and here specify the cookie, let's say C1. And now after adding the cookie, what we are doing is we are redirecting to the page name what index.html. So what will happen? As soon as I will submit this form, it will go there over the add cookie. And after creating the cookie, after adding it in the response, it will again take you back to the index.html. And now what we'll be doing is we'll be clicking over the show cookies where we'll try to get the cookies from the client and we try to show them. All right. So this is the logic that we need to implement here in the show cookie servlet. So this will be the second servlet that need to be created here. Name it show cookie. So the method here that is going to be executed will be what? It will be the do get the code. Let me import the required things. So what have we done here? Why it is giving error in the request? Uh, cannot convert cookie. Right. Correct here. So request flow. Why we are getting error in this? Okay, all right. So the problem is with the uh, package. So you can see here a class cookie is also available in this particular package ort.apache.program. But if, we are not interested in that cookie, we are interested in what? In this one. So we need to import javax.servlet.http and dot cookie. The cookie class available. And I think now there should be no error. Yeah. So the error has been resolved now. So you can see here when we'll be like saying the get cookies over the request. So it will return you all the cookies stored at the client side. Okay, that the client has sent with the request. And we are storing them in an array name CK. So you can name it whatever you like. And because you can see like it is in the array of cookies, so we can write what the for each loop. Where what can we do is we can like retrieve one cookie at a time from this array CK. So here what will happen? It will retrieve one cookie at a time from this array CK and will put in a variable C. So C is in a cookie here, standalone cookie. So over that standalone cookie, what can I do? I can call the method get name and get value. So correspondingly, they are going to return me what? The name of the cookie and the values of the cookie. And then you can see here, I'm printing them. Okay, so this is what the user is going to get as an output in response to this show cookie method. All right. So this is what we are doing here. So the basic purpose of this example is what? Just to show you like how can you create the cookie? How can you set the expiry time for that? How can you send the cookie back to the client? And once if like you want to like show them, you want to fetch them at the server side. So this is how you can fetch at the server side by using what get cookies method. You can call it over the request to get all the cookies. And this is how like we can iterate all the cookies using the for each loop here. Okay, so now let's try to execute it. Run edge, run server. All right, so enter the cookie name. You can enter whatever you like. Let's say username is the cookie name. And let's say admin is the value. And just click over the add cookie. So what will happen? It take you to the add cookie where first of all we get the value of name and value. We created a new cookie. All right, and we have like set the expiry time. Then finally we have added it in a response. And finally we have again redirected back where to the index.html page. All right, so now we can click over the show cookies to show all the cookies. So you can see right now it has the cookie name username and the cookie value is what? Admin. This is the first cookie that we have created there. In that way, Like you can create any number of cookies. Let's say the next one is the password with the value 123. Let me add this one also. Now click over the show cookie. You can see now it has shown both the cookies. All right, so this is how it is executing. All right, so if anyone is having doubt in this example, then let me know. So we have seen the basic example, like how can we create the cookies and how can we use the methods available there. And now we'll be seeing a more complex example where we can see like the actual use case of the cookies. Like I told you yesterday, like you can take the example of the Facebook, Gmail, or any other website. Like let's suppose you have login there. All right, and you haven't log out and you just close the browser. So what will happen when the next time like you enter the address, like let's say the facebook.com or gmail.com, it doesn't ask you the login information. It directly show you what your home page. All right. So how it is happening actually? It is being done by the use of the cookies. All right. And this is what like we'll try to do here. We'll try to create the same application where like we'll create the cookies. In the cookies, we'll try to store the username and password, and these information obviously will be stored where at the client side. And we'll also define the like the expiry time for the cookies. And let's suppose we have defined it. Let's say for the 30 days. So in that case, what will happen within those 30 days? Let's suppose if you enter the address of the website, all right. So it will not ask you the login information; it directly show you your home page. So it depends upon like if your cookies has been expired or not. And same is the case with Facebook, Gmail, or whatever the website you are using. So they define the cookies, they define the expiry time for them, and until or unless that cookies will not be expired, it will not ask you the username and password. All right. It is going to be a little bit complex example. Okay, so let's try to create it. Let me create a new project. New dynamic web project. Let's say cookie demo 2. Okay, here is your project. So first of all, obviously create what your default page. Let's say index.html. And the index.html will be having what? A login form. So what we are having here in the login form, you can see uh, here we are asking the username in the text box T1, the password in the text box T2, and also we are having a checkbox here with the name remember me. Like if you are going to check over this checkbox, only in that case it will like store your information in the cookies. All right. So this for that we have a checkbox name T3. And as you can see, as soon as I will click over the login button, the form will be submitted to a servlet name of login check, where like we'll try to check the username and password. If the username and password is the correct one, so we'll like send the home page. Otherwise, like we can show an error message with the login form. The same type of application we have already been created. All right. So the next will be what? Go to the SRC, create a package. Let's say this is the package there. Right click over the package, go new, and the servlet. The first servlet will be what? Login check. All right. Let me try to copy paste the code. So because in the login form we have used the get method to submit the form, so we can define the code in the do get. However, like it is not recommended whenever like we are sending some confidential information like the password type of thing. we should use the post method. But because this is just a demo of this, so we can use whatever we like. We need to import the cookies, print writer, HTTP sessions. Okay, these are the things that need to be imported. But what can we do is we can import the Java X dot servlet dot star and import Java X dot servlet dot HTTP star. All right. Okay, print writer. For print writer, the IO package also need to be imported. Import Java dot IO dot print writer. Print writer. All right. So first of all, you can see we have created print writer object, then the session object. So as we have done the session management in the yesterday class, exactly need to be done here. So remember, whenever like we are creating the application, like where like we are only be sending user to the home page after proper login. So session always need to be created. Otherwise, we have already been seeing like what problem we can face otherwise. All right. So in addition to the sessions, we also be interested here in the cookies. Okay. So first of all, I got the value of the username, password, as well as the value of the remember me checkbox. That will be the T3 here. And like here, we are considering a user as a valid one if the username will be admin and the password will be 123. Okay, if a user will be in a valid one, okay, so we are doing what? We are adding an attribute to the session, and we already know why we are adding it because it is also being used at the home page. Okay, we have set the expiry time for the session and you can see here it is a 1 day, 24 hour it is. 60 multiplied by 60, it will be the 1 hour, and 1 hour multiplied by 24, it will be the 24 hour, we can say 1 day. All right. And you can see like when the cookies are need to be created, if the remember me checkbox is clicked. Okay, how can we check that? Like if the REM variable here of string type is not null, that means what? That has been clicked by the user. So we are checking first of all if the checkbox has been checked or not by the user. So if it will not be null, obviously in that case it is what it has been selected by the user. In that case, we have to create the cookie. So here you can see we have created the two cookies, C1 and C2. The C1 will contain the value of the username and the C2 will contain the value of the password you can see here. So we have created username password two cookies here with the value NM and the PS means the actual name and the password. So a name like actually what it is going to be have the value the admin and 123 in this particular case. And after that, we have set the expiry time of the 1 day for C1 and C2 both. And because we know we also need to add in a response, so we are saying like response dot add cookie C1 and the response dot add cookie C2. And after doing all these things, what we are doing is we are like redirecting the user to the home page. And this is being done here in the outer if. All right, means if the user enter the valid user ID and password, this is what is going to be happen. The sessions will be created, the cookies will be created, and finally the user is going to get what the home page. You can see it is going to be a servlet here. In the else part, what is happening here? In the else part, you can see here, like we are redirecting the user to the login page with an error message. And this will be done if the user has not entered the correct user ID and password. All right. So this is all about the login check page. And now as you can see, what we need to do is we need to create the home servlet. Create a new servlet. Shall we have to do so. Name it home. And there like we can write the same code that as we have written in the yesterday class. First of all, we'll check for the session whether like the session has the attribute that we have added there at the time of login. You can see the user attribute. If it will be null, that means what? The user has not followed the proper process of login. All right. Import the required thing. All right, so you can see we have created a session, then we are checking if the user attribute has been set or not. If it will be null, that means it has not been set, and then we can like send the user to the login page. Otherwise, like we can show a proper login page, sorry, proper home page, and you can see at the home page like we are having some more things defined there, like a gallery page there and logout page there. Like if the user will be clicking over this gallery hyperlink, so the user will be able to see the gallery. And for that, you can see here we have defined what a gallery servlet. So let me create the gallery here. Let me copy paste the code. In the doget, can define the code. So we are doing the same thing as we have done in case of home. We are checking the session because we want the like the user should be able to access the gallery page if he has been logged in correctly. All right. And one more page at the home is what? The logout. So it is going to be a link here, and we are considering here. Let's suppose the user has pressed the logout button. So in that case, what we want the cookies and the sessions should be expired immediately. You can see here by default the cookies will be expired after 1 day, after 24 hours. And let's suppose like there may be the case like you are using a third person computer, and obviously in that case you want to log out, you want to destroy everything. Like let's suppose you have logged in your Gmail or Facebook into some other machine that is not your. So obviously in that case you do not want to store the cookies, and in that case they have the option of what? They have the option of logout, and as soon as you will clicking over the logout, the sessions and the cookies everything will be expired automatically. But here the problem is what? As we know, like in case of session we have the invalidate method that can expire all the session. But in case of cookie, we don't have any particular method available to expire. And so for that, we can create our own logic, okay, to expire. So here in the logout servlet, what we are going to do is we are going to like write the logic of like expiring all the things, servlets and the cookies that we are going to have. So this is also important here. All right, let me copy paste the code. Let me get. Let me import the required things. Import java x dot servlet dot http dot start. Okay, so what we have done in the logout page. So first of all, you can see I have invalidated the session. We know we have seen yesterday like the session is having a method name invalidate that will expire all the sessions. Okay, so we can easily expire the sessions here. But for the cookies, we don't have any particular method. So how can we do in case of that? So here what can we do is we can create the cookies or new cookies, and here the requirement is what the cookies are going to have should have the same name that we want to expire them. Okay, like here in the login check, you can see I have created the two cookies with the name username and password. So how can we like expire them? I can define the two cookies with the same name. You can see the username and password, and you can define whatever the value you want. Okay, the value doesn't matter here. As you can see in my case, I haven't given any value to them. But if you want, you can define any value, any string like A, B, C, or whatever you like. And finally, after creating these cookies, where the name should be exactly the same, uh, the cookie that I want to expire. All right. After that, what can I do is I can set the expiry time of them as -1. And here, like if we define a negative value in a set max age method, so in that case, the cookie will be expired immediately. All right. So this is how we can expire the cookies. As we know, like we don't have any particular method available to expire them. So this is how we can like expire them immediately. And obviously, they need to add to the response. Only then, like they will be reached to the client, and from the client, the cookies are going to be destroyed. All right. And after doing all these things, the logout, after clicking over the logout, what it will be doing? It will expire the cookies in the session and will take you where? Will take you to the login page. That is the index.html. So this is the working of the logout servlet here. Okay. So up to this tab, if anyone is having any doubt, then please let me know.
Yes, sir, no doubt.
Now here, like we can see the complex part is will be now here. Uh, Actually, we need to create one more servlet here, and that is going to be our default page. You can see here, so far, the index.html was our default page, but actually the index.html is not going to be the default page here. Okay, so here what we'll be doing is, we'll be creating one more servlet here, and that servlet is going to be our default page. So let's say the servlet name is welcome or whatever you like, you can create it. So here we named it as welcome. All right. So again, right click on your package, go to new, define the servlet. The name will be welcome here. What will be saying? Java type name, not start or end with the blank. Okay, all right. Okay, it is going to have the same URL pattern as welcome. Just finish it. And the code here is supposed to be defined within the do get, because this is a method that will execute by default. Okay. And let me first copy paste it. Okay, then I will tell you about it. This is the like the most important part of this entire example, what we have seen. This welcome servlet. The cookies need to be imported. So we can say like import java x.servlet dot http dot start. All right. So as I told you, like the welcome.java, this welcome servlet is going to be what? Our default page. How can we make it as a default page? As we already know, like in the web.xml, we have something called as what? Where it is shown? The welcome file list. Where within the welcome file, I can define. All right. So here, what can we do is, we can open the web.xml file of our project. So go to web content within the web in, open the web.xml. And you can see like the by default, we have defined the several pages that are going to be a welcome page. And by default, like the first of all, it will give the preference to the index.html. But here what we want, in place of this, we want something called as what? Welcome servlet. And this is how we can do it. All right. So here what we have done, we have made the servlet welcome as our default page, and this is how we can make it. Just define it within the web.xml file. Okay, so that means what? Like whenever we are going to like run this project, welcome.java will be the first page that is going to be run. Okay, so let's see now the execution of this welcome.java. Okay, so what we have done here, we have taken first of all the two variable name, username and password, and both are initialized to empty string. And now what we are trying to do is we are trying to get the cookies by using what request.get cookies, as we already know, like it will return you what a cookie array. And let's suppose the array name is what CK here. Now there may be the two cases, two scenarios here. Let's suppose you are accessing the website for the first time. Then obviously, if you are accessing the website for the first time, there will be no cookies created. So in that case, what will happen? The CK is going to return you what null, because there is no cookies created. If you are accessing the website for the first time. So in that case, obviously, this code will not run. This if condition will run when if CK doesn't equals to null. Okay, so we can skip this code for now. Okay, we close it here, and this if has been closed here. All right, so this code will not run for now. So right now we are considering what a user is a new one and accessing the website for the first time. So this code will not run in that case. You can see. So now it will come to this if condition. So here we are saying what if username dot equals to empty and the password dot equals to empty, and this is what it is going to have for the first time. All right. So it will be true. So in that case, what will happen? It will redirect you where to the index.html page. And here you can see what you are going to get. Like here it will ask you like your username, password. Okay, and you can enter your username, password, and can follow the process. Like you can click over the login button, then it will take you to the login check where it will check your username and password and do the required thing. All right. So here, let's suppose you have also clicked over what over the remember me checkbox. So in that case, what will happen? You can see here, it will create the two cookies C1 and C2, where it is going to store what the name and the password, like the admin and 123 here. All right. And that it has been added to the response. And let's suppose you have login for the first time. So obviously this is the normal process that is going to be followed here. But remember here, let's suppose you have not clicked over the logout button that is available at the home page. So you can see here the cookie will exist for 1 day. And let's suppose after 1 hour, you again come back here and again request, again run the project or again make the first request. So again request will reach where? At the welcome page. But now when you are making the request, because the cookie already exists there at your side, so the cookies are also also will be sent to the server with the request. All right. So in that case, what will happen? This request dot get cookies will not return null now. So what it will return you now? It will return you the cookies that are already available there at the client. And you can see here what cookies will be. Okay, these will be the C1 and the C2 cookies, and that are having what the admin and 123. And the name of the cookies are what username and password here. All right, that are going to have what the actual name and the password of that particular user. All right. So what we'll try to do now is we'll try to access the admin and 123 means the value of the username and the password cookies from where? From this array of CK. Okay. So here we are checking like if CK doesn't equal to null, so obviously in that case the CK will not be null. Now we are using the for each. And here we are saying if c dot get name dot equals to what username. So here first of all we are checking if we are having the username cookie. Okay. So obviously if the cookie name is username, so what can we access from there? You can see from the username cookie I can access what admin means the actual username. All right. And this is what I'm doing here. I'm storing it in a variable name username that I have defined at the top. All right. So here after this line of code, the username is going to have value admin. In the same way, the password that I defined at the top as an empty string now will be having value what 123. All right. So now it will come here. Obviously, this will be the false condition now. The username and password are not empty now. All right. So in that case, what will happen? In that case, else part will execute. And what we are doing in the else part, just see it carefully. So we again using the send redirect method, and we are redirecting the request to the login check page. And here you can see like a new thing. Okay, just focus here. After the login check, after defining the name of the page where I'm redirecting the request, I define what the question mark. And after the question, I'm saying I'm saying like T1 equals to what? Username plus ampersand T2 equals to password plus ampersand T3 equals to yes. So actually what is this? I think I have already told you we can have anything after the URL. Okay. And that is called what? That is called as a query string. So this is the query string. I think you have sometime had noted here also in the URL. Like sometime in the URL you can have something like this question mark and a question mark. You can have the thing like T1 is equals to whatever the value of T1 is. Let's say hello, and in that way like we can have the multiple parameter there. T2 equals to like it can have as any other value and so on. So what is this called is like we can have the question mark. After that we can have something like this. So this is called what? This is called as a query string. And here actually what we are doing is we are trying to send some data with the URL. Already this is what we are trying to do here. So we are trying to send the value of T1, T2 and T3 in the form of what? In the form of query string. So we are saying like T1 equals to what? The username. And you can see the username is what? It is the admin here. And in the same way, the T2 equals to what? Password. That will be the 123. And T3 equals to yes. So here what will happen? It will take you to the login check page. And here you can see like first of all what we are doing is we are accessing the value of the T1, T2 and T3. Now in place of accessing them from the index of HTML, what it will do is it will try to access it from where? From this query string where I have already passed the value of T1 and T2 and T3. So in that case you can see like it is going to be the admin 123 and yes. All right. So here the values will be entered and it will check the value. Okay, obviously it is going to be the admin and 123. And you can see like all the process will be repeated again and will take you where to the home page. So you can see here, like you will not be notified to enter the user ID and password. It will directly take you to the home page using this welcome.java servlet. I hope you are getting the point. As I told you, like this is the main part of the uh, program here, the welcome file, the welcome servlet. Let me know if anyone of you is having any doubt in this. We are done with the example. The only thing is remaining is to run this. But first of all, let me know if anyone of you is having any doubt in this. Look, this is also important with respect to your project. Whatever the project you are going to implement, I think more than 90% of the project will be having the login functionalities available there. All right. So these all things need to be implemented by you. Anyone, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so now let's try to run it. Run on server. Oh God, I need to restart the server. Run as run server. Okay, so let me show you in the Chrome browser. Okay, so you can see because we are accessing this project for the first time. So obviously in that case, what will happen in the welcome.java, where it is? Okay, this condition become false. So here this condition becomes true and you can see it has redirect you where to the index.html page, and that is why here we are getting this page. So let me enter the correct value. Let's say admin and the password is what? 123. And let me click over the remember me checkbox and just click over the login. So you can see it takes you to the home page where we have the gallery, okay, and the logout. We'll see the logout functionality later on. But for now, let's suppose what we have done is let's suppose I have not logged out. All right. Uh, Let me try to rerun. So I think I have shut down the project. That is why I'm getting this. Okay, that is okay. Look, because I have shut down the project, so obviously if the server goes down, okay, everything will be destroyed. Uh, okay, so that is okay here. But your OPS rate will take you to the industrial extreme. Okay, so you can see here. Now, if I am like trying to access the uh, project at the root, root is what? Cookie demo 2. This is our project, like the facebook.com or like the gmail.com, like whatever the root URL you are having. And as soon as I will be clicking over it, what is happening? It is directly taking me where? To the home page. Okay, and how it is happening? Because now the cookies have been created, okay, and the value of the username password has already been stored in the cookie. So these are being sent to the login check directly. All right. And let's suppose now I have clicked over the logout button. So now what will happen? The cookies or everything else will be destroyed. And now let's suppose I am making the request at the root again. And you can see now we are getting what? We are getting the login form. We are not getting the home page. Why? Because we have logout from there. All right. So I hope you are everyone is getting the point here. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's all about I think the cookies we are supposed to cover here. Yeah, here also the program structure redefined like how the program is executing. Yeah, so that's all about the cookies. So now let me know if anyone is having any doubt related to the cookies.